The role of law clearly is to serve as a kind of a last, avenue for bringing about justice for social movements or others who find that the formal avenues of justice are exhausted. But now the role of law and governance is much more extensive, I think. Because first, law and governance are seen as being essential for the very process of economic development and economic growth by governments, by multilateral donors. They seem to think that the best way to bring about economic growth, for example, is to ensure that there is an independent judiciary, that there are sufficiently strong laws that protect private property and contracts, and that there is a system of formal law in place that gives enough confidence for foreign investors and so on and so forth. But I think the real value of law in developing countries is in fact, and I think will always be, as a device that actually provides accountability to the state and that defines in a straightforward way the relationship between the citizens and the state in terms of legitimacy. And that's a real function of law in developing countries. The biggest issue in today's India's urban transformation is governance. I feel that is true in the case of energy and sustainability. That is true in the case of responding to disasters and climate change. That is true in the case of ensuring accountability and delivery of services in cities. It is also true particularly in the case of self-governance capacity of the city. Now, I think in all of these areas, India has a long way to go in establishing structures that, first of all, create the mechanisms for local governance that can provide accountability and that can provide legitimacy to the exercise of public power, and that can also respond to the needs of populations, which are rapidly growing. And I think these are challenges that India will have to take on in a straightforward way in the coming years. I think IIHS has been established at an extremely important time. I don't think it could have come at a better time in India's history. Urbanization is not new to India, but it's assumed a particularly robust character in the last 5 or 10 years in terms of the rapidly expanding growth of urban populations, in terms of the rapid, dramatically different changes that you see in urban real estate sector, for example, the rise of land prices in India, as well as the expansion of the city and the challenges that it has imposed on local administrators in terms of how will they provide basic services to the citizens, and the challenges that have also emerged in terms of the lack of accountability of many of the local agencies. I think IIHS's key challenge now is to train enough professionals who are of the kind and type to make a real impact on India's urban challenges now. IIHS is, I hope, the tip of the iceberg, but it's, I hope, a big iceberg that is actually on the way, because we need a lot of people in India. So I'm all for this experiment.